Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona can invest in the range of 10 to 15 million euros on a right back this summer. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Marcelo Brozovic, as it has been reported that Inter Milan have agreed 23 million euro deal with Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia for the Barca target. We are also going to be discussing on that story. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As the transfer window edges closer and closer, Barcelona are working extremely hard to offload players and improve their financial fair play situation. How the deal with player exits will determine the number of signings that the La Liga champions can make in the summer. As things stand, with the signing of Ilkay Gundogan and Inigo Martinez believed to be in the bag, the priority is to close the deals for a new pivot midfielder and a striker. Vitor Roque is understood to be close to signing. Once these positions are sorted out, Barcelona could likely turn their attention to signing a new right back. And according to Joaquim Piera of Sport, the Blaugrana can invest around 10 to 15 million euros to strengthen the full-back position in the summer. Barcelona do not have a natural right back in their first team squad at the moment, barring the inexperienced Julian Araujo. Sergio Roberto has always been a makeshift option, and Jules Koundé, who did a fairly solid job as a fullback last season, does not even intend on playing there anymore. As such, Xavi and co realized that it is a necessity to sign a new right back, with incoming sporting director Deco also understood to be in favor of a move for a natural player in that position. A loan move from Manchester City ace João Cancelo has been the priority, but the Premier League champions prefer to sell him permanently, leading to a hold-up. Of late, there have been negotiations with the agents of Real Valladolid starlet Ivan Fresneda, but Xavi is seeking more experienced options. There have been links to other players like Juan Foyth and Benjamin Pavard, but it would cost beyond 10 to 15 million euro range that Barca can invest in a new right back this summer. As mentioned before, though any move would depend on the outings or the outgoings and the fair play margin that Barcelona can generate. Of course, we know that selling players will be of utmost importance. There need to be some sacrifices for the club to have a successful transfer window. Of course, we know right back has been one of those positions that many have been crying out for the club to sign a natural right back. We understand that Koundé played there and he did fairly well, but that doesn't mean he should be converted fully to a right back. As the player himself has spoken out his mind saying that he doesn't wish to continue playing there. Xavi knows that better than anyone. And so it makes no sense if Barca goes ahead not to sign a right back, or because they hope that Koundé might just still continue there. I think they will sign a right back, but there are many players that have been linked there. Barca are not sure of who will come, but they have been linked with a host of top quality right backs in the form of João Cancelo. Of course, with Cancelo, it is a possible loan move because Barca cannot cope with a permanent purchase for Cancelo, considering that Man City values him at 70 million euros. That is unreachable. Then talking about Ivan Fresneda, this guy from Real Valladolid have also been strongly linked. He's still 23 and has a lot of potential. And of course, Pavard from Bayern and so on and so forth have also been closely linked as it stands. So Barcelona right now have not still decided on who they want to push for, but there are just a lot of alternatives that Barca are looking after for. But of course, we know João Cancelo have been the most talked about in recent weeks, as Barca see him as the most quality player of them all. But considering the fact that Arsenal are also strongly in the race for João Cancelo, it might make matters really complicated. as the player really wants a permanent move as opposed to another loan move. As well as City themselves, according to reports, they prefer a permanent departure for the player rather than a loan move. So for João Cancelo, to be honest, I think Barca are at in a stage of they might not get him because the player does not want a loan move. So it is quite difficult. But honestly, if we can get our hands on João Cancelo, it's going to be a very, very good signing. Honestly, we have seen what Cancelo have done for City and his other clubs that he has played before. He has been a magnificent player, to be honest, and I think that he's going to help big time if Barca can push for his signing. But if it doesn't work out, we'll just have to go for the other alternative because we need to secure that right back. Honestly, it is a necessity, and I think it is also a priority. So Barcelona right now are still in a period where they have a lot to decide on. So 10 to 15 million euro budget is what they have budgeted for a potential new right back. Would that be enough for a quality right back in our team? It all remains to be seen. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. In a huge development, Gianluca Di Marzio is reporting that Inter Milan and Al Nassr have reached an agreement for the transfer of midfielder Marcelo Brozovic, who is a key target from FC Barcelona. The La Liga champions have been putting in all the efforts to try and sign Brozovic to replace Sergio Busquets, with moves for Martin Zubimendi and Joshua Kimmich out of reach. The 30-year-old Croatian was seen as the next best bet. Barcelona were actively trying to convince Brozovic, but Fabrizio Romano recently reported that Al Nassr were very confident of the chances of closing the deal for the Inter Milan midfielder. And now, as per Di Marzio, the Saudi Arabian giants have secured an agreement with Inter Milan for the transfer of Brozovic. As per the report, Al Nassr will be paying a transfer fee of around 23 million euros to the Nerazzurri for the signing of the 30-year-old midfielder. Beyond that, it is also claimed that the Croatian international will be offered a lucrative contract worth around 20 million euro per year for 3 seasons, figures Barcelona would never have been able to match. As such, it appears that the seasoned campaigner could be on his way to Saudi Arabia, despite reports suggesting that he would prefer a move to Barca. The deal is expected to be closed by tomorrow, that is on Monday. The development leaves Barca in a difficult position with regards to the pursuit of a pivot midfielder, with the financial situation not conducive to fund big money move for Zubimendi and Kimmich, of course, and as well as Ruben Neves, who have gone to Saudi Arabia. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.